Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Jonathan and this is my first video. I wanted to set things in motion here on my channel by creating a 30-day Better You challenge to launch us into the new year. Currently, it's the beginning of January 2024. And so if you're watching this from the future, days, weeks, months, or years from now, it's okay. Please know that the practices in these videos are still applicable. Today is day one of our 30-day challenge. Over the next 30 days, I'm going to be introducing to you a practice or a concept day by day that you can choose to incorporate into your daily life. And the goal here isn't to do all of them all at once every single day. It's really just giving you a variety of options that you can pick and choose from. Highly encourage you to take what resonates with you and make it yours, and do some follow-up research, explore more deeply and more thoroughly into these practices and these theories or concepts. I'm trying to make these videos pretty short and concise so we can get through them, but I don't have time to always go as deep as I want to go. I'll be making a lot more videos in the future, of course, but this is just to give you a taste and get the ball rolling for you. So welcome to the 30-day Better You challenge. Day one, be the change. This comes from that famous quote. I think it's attributed to Gandhi, but I've also heard that it came from like Henry David Thoreau or something. But it's be the change you wish to see in the world. And I really don't know who said it first. Doesn't matter. It's an awesome quote, and I think about it all the time. What I like about the quote is that it shifts the responsibility on to you. If you want to see change in the world or in your life, it's up to you, and really that's the truth. Too often we tend to blame other people or blame circumstances, and ultimately things happen, right? Things happen that are out of our control. We can't control circumstances. We shouldn't, and we can't control, certainly can't control people, and we shouldn't want to, because that would be manipulation, and that's not right. But what we can control is how we respond to those circumstances and to people. We can also choose to take the steps that we need to take to see our dreams and our ambitions come into fruition. And so it's about embodying your own power. It's empowerment, stepping into your personal power. So I have a few tips here that I wrote down. So I'm going to kind of consult my computer. I got my notes here. I want to make sure we cover everything. But the first tip I have for you guys is to choose to no longer feel burdened by the weight of the world or expectations. And those expectations can be societal expectations. It could be the expectations from your friends, family, your spouse. It could also be your own expectations. Sometimes we get in our own way, and we think things have to be a certain way, and we have to do these things, and then we've come to find that we're unhappy and we're not living our sole purpose. We're conforming and settling for whatever it is that we think the world has provided for us, but we haven't really challenged ourselves to go and actively seek and engage in the work that brings about the things that we want. What do you want to be? Who do you want to be? What do you want for yourself? What are your desires? And have you done the work to try to get them, or are you waiting for them to happen? And while you're waiting for them to happen, are you complaining about why you don't have them? Are you comparing yourself to other people who have what you want, but you're not going out and actually getting it? You're just complaining about other people who have it. That's called jealousy or envy. We can sometimes get frustrated. We can feel like maybe maybe we don't know what we want. We just know that there's something bigger for us out there, and we don't know where to start. We don't know how to go and get it. I believe that this is, your soul or your higher self trying to get your attention, trying to get you to make some moves, to move in that direction, and it's making you uncomfortable now, and it can be frustrating if you sit there and get stuck in it, going around and around and around, because that's how you feel, right? You're just like stuck going around and around, you don't know where to go. Well, you're supposed to make a move. So, the tip number one, or maybe number two, I don't know what number we're on now, crap. But another one I'll add, in addition to no longer feeling the burden or the weight of the world, is sometimes just make a change, like a step. Take a step, one step at a time, one day at a time. I've learned that the more significant the change, the more like it catalyzes events to happen that take me in the direction I want to go. So I'll give you an example of this. I used to live in South Carolina for about 20 years. I moved there when I was a teenager from the Pacific Northwest. And for 2 decades, I knew that I wanted to move back to the mountains. I have a theory that you're either an ocean person or a mountain person, and I'm a mountain person for sure. I love forests, I love wild rivers, and I love big snow-capped peaks, and I love hiking and camping. And I lived in a beach town in South Carolina and made the most of it. I was right on the ocean, and it was beautiful, but I longed for the mountains. And I also knew that eventually when I would move back to the Cascades, that things would, pick up for me. Things would happen, and I'd be where I was supposed to be. And so for a long time, I felt kind of lost. And I stayed there so long for family reasons, so I could be there for my family. But one day, I just decided to pack up my stuff, and I loaded my car, everything I could fit in my car, and I just drove 3,000 miles across the country to get back to the Cascades. And it's crazy because I didn't have a job, I didn't have any money. I think I literally had like $500 in my bank account. And I actually ended up having to leave, a lot of my stuff that I owned behind because I couldn't, fit it in my little car. And I also left behind my friends, my family, my community. I left behind everything, and I just, ventured out into the world, knowing that that things would happen. I had that faith, that trust. I didn't know, where I would end up, but I just knew that I needed to go. And then, within a month and a half, I landed a really awesome job doing exactly what I wanted to do, making exactly I do believe in like what they call dream boards, where you paste pictures and words and what you want. I never made one of those, but I had that in my head. I had this idea of like, I want to do this. I want to live near a river or near the mountains. I want to live in a small community, a town that I can help and feel like I'm working to build that community. I actually wanted to work with or for a tribe, a Native American tribe, and get some kind of connection there. And I wanted to make like X amount of dollars. I wanted to have this salary and have health care and all this other stuff. And like a month and a half after I just decided to like uproot my entire life, I had all those things. I found a job that the company was actually owned by a Native American tribe in Southern Oregon, and I worked for them. And one of our accounts was to help the town grow itself and to literally like put them on the map for inviting and encouraging tourism and visitors. So we were helping to grow businesses in the community and market kind of all the cool things there were to do. It's destination marketing is what it is. And I made exactly the amount of money like I asked for, and I ended up living in a little cabin right on this beautiful river. And so it was really neat to see like how I manifested these things, and we're going to talk a little bit more about you know, the law of attraction and manifestation maybe in a future video, but basically what I wanted to share with you here was the thing that like made that all happen was I took initiative and I made a change, that change was, you know, kind of big and substantial. So, you know, I definitely am not trying to say that you have to quit your job or, you know, move across the country, but like take that step, you know, take that leap of faith. That would be tip number 2. Tip number 3 is realize that you already have within you everything you need to have whatever it is you want. So stop waiting for it. Stop coming up with excuses like I can't right now because I don't, you know, I'm not smart enough, or I'm not ready, I don't have enough money, I don't know where to begin. You already have it. You can take a step, and even a small step in that right direction is could be enough to just, again, catalyze a sequence of events that bring, you know, to you what it is that you desire. You just got to stop making excuses. So, you know, again, we've chosen to no longer let the expectations overburden us. We're not feeling the weight of the world anymore. We're not worried about that stuff. We've decided to, you know, to take a leap of faith and make a significant change. And we do that because we know that we have within us power. We have the ability. You will always, everything always works out, right? Like you will learn and adapt and grow, and you know, it might be difficult sometimes, but that's a good thing. And that's the next tip. Tip number, is that number 4? Embrace the struggle. This is a big one, and this is a game changer. And if you listen to a lot of YouTube videos and stuff, you probably have heard of a guy named David Goggins. He's a beast. He does this better than anybody. Look him up. He's crazy. But he like literally just challenges himself to like the hardest things and accomplishes them. And it's almost like he is just obsessed with that. Like it's almost like a mental illness. Like he's just got to go and do to see how far he can go and push his limits. And the cool thing is I'm not saying you have to go that far, but we should be challenging ourselves, because anything that has value and that we hold near and dear is worth fighting for, or worth working for, at least. Think of things that we value in life. We value them because they're rare, you know, it's precious gems and gold and things like that. You know, if they were just like all over the streets and you can just pick up a chunk of gold everywhere you go, like it wouldn't have any value. It might still be useful because it, you know, is a pretty conductive metal, but it wouldn't have the same value that we kind of assign to it. And it's that way with things that we want in our life. Like the things that we work for are the things that we appreciate the most. Think about, you know, all the like spoiled kids who have all these things. They don't, you know, value anything. They don't take care of anything because they're just given things. And if something breaks, they can buy a new one or whatever. So they become spoiled little kids. Well, we have to stop being that spoiled little kid in our life and really, quite frankly, get off our asses, quit going the cheap, lazy route where we're comfortable with stuff and I don't want to do it. Like I'd rather, you know, sit and watch Netflix or play video games, or stop chasing cheap pleasures, because those things might bring us a little bit of joy and like temporary happiness, but that like long-term sustained happiness, I think it's just empty. I don't think those things actually can get us where we want to go. I mean, yeah, they're entertaining, but again, it's temporary. The things that are really, truly bring us that long-term joy and sense of accomplishment are the things that we have to work for, the things we have to build and grow. Think about your passion. You know, what is your purpose? People who find their purpose in life will tell you that they work on their purpose every single day, hours and hours and hours of working on their purpose, and it doesn't ever feel like work because they are doing what they want to do. They're building something they want to build, and it's not work. It doesn't feel like work because they're in the flow, and that's kind of the tip number 4 that I have for you is we should really be challenging ourselves and embracing those challenges because that's where the growth comes from. Tip number 5, take ownership. This one kind of ties in to everything else, but again, you're not blaming other people, you're not blaming the outer world. You are responsible for you. You are taking ownership. You are stepping into your power. You are stepping up for yourself and being the leader of your own destiny. So nothing else matters. It's just you doing what you know you got to do. I'm just going to leave it there. That's pretty straightforward, right? Okay, tip number 6. Everything we talked about just now, those 5 tips, make this your baseline frequency. So now we're here. We're not going to dip back down into being lazy and blaming other people and blaming the world or being jealous or, no, this is where we're at. We have our mindset and we're going to hold. And this is our baseline. Everything forward is going up. So everything we cover here now for the next 29 days, this is where the starting point is, and we're going to go up. We're not going to dip back down. It's going to happen. To be honest, you have good days and bad days, and sometimes we get triggered, and we fall into a little bit of a depression, or we get anxious about something happens. But in general, come back to that mindset from day one. Rewatch this video if you need to. Regain your focus, regain your strength, step into your power, and say to yourself, I'm going to show up for me, and I'm not going to let distractions or people discourage me or anything else. I'm going to do what I know I need to do in order to accomplish my goals and live a more authentic life. So set that as your baseline, and that's it. Those are the, wow, I had 6 tips, 5 tips, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, 6 tips. I actually only wrote down 5, so somewhere in there I threw in an additional one, so you're welcome. Here's the goal, and here's what I kind of how I want to end this video in day 1. The goal, I want you to visualize this. I want you to think about and feel, really identify with the feeling of what it would be like to go to bed every single night feeling completely fulfilled. Like you conquered your day. You rocked it. You did all the things that you wanted to do for that day. You showed up for yourself and for the people that you love. You accomplished your goals. You had an amazing day at work. You embraced the struggles. Things happened that day. Maybe traffic was crap, but or you spilled coffee on yourself or whatever happened. But you didn't get mad about it. You didn't get upset about it. You didn't let your emotions run away with you. You held your frame and you just rolled with the punches and you moved on. And so you go to bed with that sense of accomplishment and fully fulfilled. And then you wake up the next day, God willing, embracing life and excited for whatever the next day has to bring, whatever life has in store for you. Really sit with this feeling for a minute or two. What would it be like to go to bed every single night feeling completely and fully fulfilled and wake up the next morning excited for the next day, excited for life and what the opportunities are going to come your way? This is the goal, and I think this is very, very achievable. I think that this should be where our day-to-day operation should stem from. This should be our baseline, everything. But life happens, and sometimes we kind of get stuck in our challenges, and you know, we go to bed with regrets or frustrations, and we wake up with anxieties. This day is gonna be crap. You know, I got this and I got so much to do and stuff. So that's kind of where a lot of people are, especially in, I guess, the Western world. We're in that rat race, you know. But I really think that we can change this, and this is why I put together this 30-day challenge, is to give you tools to overcome this, so that every day you can accomplish what you want to accomplish and feel good about yourself, and go to bed with that feeling and have a peaceful night's rest, and wake up the next day ready to go and excited for a new day. So with that being said, I hope you have an awesome day. I'm going to let you go, and we'll see you here tomorrow for day 2 of the 30-day Better You Challenge.